Where are you walking to? There's a trapdoor straight ahead falling through. What are you gonna do? Visions of us on the wall, sisters spellbound in the hole. House is dark and everybody's happy. Close my eyes to the dawn. There's a wheel of destruction coming on. It's all we ever said. Visions of us on the wall, sisters spellbound in the hole. House is dark and everybody's happy. The time for light is over. Darkness drops you in deep. These are things we shouldn't let go, girl. Secrets that you should know. But it's alright. Yes, it's alright. Yeah, come on, it's alright. Didn't I say it's alright? Where you walking now? Fate just set a trap coming down. Our heads are filled. I can't remember the rest of it. Where are you walking to? There's a trapdoor straight head falling through. What are you gonna do? Visions of us on the wall, sisters spellbound in the hole. House is dark and everybody's happy. Close my eyes to the dawn. There's a wheel of destruction coming on. It's all we never said. Visions of us on the wall, sisters spellbound in the hole. House is dark and everybody's happy. Welcome to another episode of the horrid, terrible, abominable, despicable, socially unacceptable, socially non-viable apocalypse. Congratulations, by the way, for choosing the apocalypse. Quite the bold choice. I certainly would have gone another way. And since you have unwisely chosen the bloody, horrid apocalypse, you are in urgent need of a guide. Unfortunately for me, I happen to be that guide, your humble guide, Nicholas. So good to see you a bloody gain. We are so bloody close to full Reich. If you were paying attention today, what took place in California? Caesar has his own private police force, complete with masks and machine guns. Who he will eventually be able to direct at anyone. Son, do you hear me? You won't listen, but you hear me. When you are prepared to listen, when you are ready, it will be too late. In fact, it already is too late. Let us begin. I'm going to start off with a Gavin Newsom clip. This is the first thing I saw when I woke up, and Newsom hits another one out of the fucking park. Donnie J and Caroline Levitt, I laughed my ass off when I saw that. Caroline Levitt will have their little hands full. That's little in parentheses. Full in quotes. Today. Whoops. I, Gavin Christopher Newsom, America's favorite governor, many say, will host the greatest press conference of all time. After that, the maps, in quotes, will soon be released. Very much anticipated. History made. The GOP's rigged game is over. The people retake Congress. You're welcome. America, Liberation Day. That is what many are calling it. Thank you for your attention to this matter. GCN. You know, the press had the audacity when he finally did do the press conference to ask him why he's posting like this. Everybody and their grandma knows why he's posting like this. It's to teach rubes and show the world what absurdity and sociopathy and insanity they have their fucking name on. And what Gavin said basically is maybe you should be asking the president why he tweets like that. You think, oh, they don't have the balls to do that. They'd all end up paying him another $100 million via a settlement or something, right? That's what would happen. Maybe some reporters get fired because that's the new America. Dying America. Where, an intelligent man has to do this to make a fucking point. Because we're a country with a significant percentage of, WWF theatrics is all that matters. Not actual policy, not actual, help with your life. But you love hearing about a Mexican immigrant get locked the fuck up in a death camp, though, right, son? That's not going to go well for you. When the man comes around, and he's coming round, don't worry. Don't worry. So Caroline Levitt, also known as Skeletor, that's my name for her. Brilliantly done. And again, I'm working from the morning till the crescendo of the Gestapo being sent literally to a specific press conference to start trouble, but I'll get to that. Unearthed photos show Trump's nominee for BLS commissioner was part of the January 6th insurrection. Yes, he was literally there in the crowd. There's his face circled. People have done the research. Also, in his office, there is a picture of a Nazi warship behind him. Before he got here, before he got this position. They're recruiting people. They're They're taking in sycophants that believe as they believe. You understand that, right? Bondi, Levitt, this person for BLS. BLS, in case you don't know, that's the person that just got fired, what was it, last week or the week before, because they dared report the jobs numbers. And Donnie's grift got exposed a little bit, so he got mad, fired that person, hired this Nazi for her position. And his big idea is, let's just not even report it monthly anymore. Let's do like a quarterly thing. That way I only have to lie, 4 times a year? Again, the philosophy of if they just don't report it, it ain't happening. They're using that philosophy when it comes to outbreaks in your food, in livestock, in humans, weather events. They don't want you knowing nothing, son. You might want to ask why that is. Here we go again. We don't want you knowing the job numbers. The new Nazi they hired, sycophant, literal Nazi, I can tell, by the Nazi worship behind his desk. The big picture. Huge. Huge. So yeah, he's one of them. And his big idea is, let's just not report it. Donnie loves that idea. Donnie, operates under that idea. You've watched it all happen. So yeah, this guy was literally in the crowd. And again, he pardoned all the traitors that tried to overthrow your government when Donnie lost the election. And that should show you that he never intended to leave. Ever. No matter what happened. Whether he won, lost, it just would have been delayed. The coup would have been delayed for 4 more years. That's all. Oh, here's a picture of the gentleman next to the beast. That's the Reich's philosophy. Just don't report it. Problem solved. That's why 150 people are dead in Texas, by the way. New data shows that wholesale prices have risen 0.9%, skyrocketing much more than previously expected. This is the largest increase over 3 years. Yes, inflation numbers, economic numbers came out today that were fucking abominable. Added on to everything else, Maria Bartiromo sounded like someone kicked her dog or something, or her dog just died when she was explaining it. It was not good, and they were shocked. I don't know why anyone's shocked. Donnie's grifting. We're all watching him grift. We know money ain't going to the right places. And there's grifts going on that has Donnie's attention. Damn the American economy. Damn what happens. We're watching it play out. And the Dow dropped, I assume, a couple hundred. I looked at it earlier in the day, but I forgot to check in with it again. So, when Donnie did his bullshit press conference, he literally said the exact opposite. Inflation numbers and everything are perfect. They're perfect numbers. We'll get to that. That's why Donnie said it. Because these numbers came out first thing in the morning, and I saw all the clips of Bartiromo and the different economist broadcasters on mainstream. Oh my God, look at this. Oh, this ain't good. Oh. They did not like what they saw. Why? Because that's their money too, son. They ain't just doing a show, son. They got money in the market. They don't need Donnie fucking with it. And Donnie's fucking with it. A blistering ruling by Judge Ho on ICE arrests in immigration court. He says the Trump administration has turned attendance at immigration court proceedings into a game of detention roulette that violates due process. Indeed. In fact, they've been instructing the courts, just drop the cases and we'll just come in and grab them. Again, people, a lot of these people have protected status, or they came as a refugee or whatever. They're going through the court process like they're supposed to. They're showing up to their court appointments. I don't think they're the worst of the worst. You know what I'm saying? Not that that was ever a serious thing. That was just a phrase for the rubes so they could sleep at night whilst they do evil, whilst they have their name on evil. Here's the real aim of arresting people at immigration courts. One, it's an easy target. Two, they want to get in a confrontation with a liberal judge, which already happened, and they arrested her, and her case is ongoing. Just like when they showed up at the press conference today for Gavin Newsom. They were hoping Newsom would come out, start some shit. They could slap some cuffs on him, take him away. I am dead serious. That's how close to just arresting liberals we at. They were an inch away from it today, but again, we'll get to it. So it's twofold when they go into these courtrooms, and they've already gotten their wish once, maybe twice. I heard about another judge somewhere else. Easy pickings because they're all illegals, going through the court system, getting their, chance to stay or not. Also, a liberal judge might get upset, or a judge in general might get upset. What the fuck are you in my courtroom for? This is a disruption here. I'm a judge. Fuck off. Because that's what they tell me if I fucking interrupted. They want that confrontation. Gives them the excuse to go full right. We this close. It's obvious we got a private police force that operates under one man now. Oh, this is great news. Another concentration camp in Florida opening up. Isn't that great? That's awesome. DeSantis announces second immigration detention facility dubbed Deportation Depot in Florida. Wow, they're really taking this Home Depot thing to the limit, aren't they? They kidnap people at Home Depot at gunpoint, and now they're using, half the Home Depot name, a play on Home Depot, for the deportation, for the concentration camp itself. Home Depot, isn't that great? That's awesome. I'm sure you're all down with that, right, guys? I know who you donated to, so you probably are, but you wouldn't want your customers to find that out, would you? Deportation Depot, that's going to be the new name of the new concentration camp. Isn't it cute how the Party of Family Values and Jesus give their concentration camps funny, cute names like Alligator Alcatraz and now Deportation Depot? Isn't that hilarious? It won't be. This is Miss Levitt Skeletor, Caroline Levitt on Fox News. That's what it looks like. Look at what the president has done in 6 months. He has stopped 7 global conflicts all around the world. So she's pitching for Donnie to get the Nobel. Obviously, the number has gone from 6 conflicts now to 7 conflicts, because we must keep up the average of 1 a month. I won't go into each conflict again and whether Donnie did anything, because he did nothing in any of them. He just points to him and says, give me a Nobel Prize. Now the number of the fish story has gone up to 7. I assume by next month it'll go up to 8. Because the Antichrist wants the Nobel Peace Prize. How's your rent doing? Mortgage, kids' college fund? You got enough in the bank, savings? Your pension doing okay? Your car running? Don't need no work? Your roof ain't leaking? Got plenty in the bank, right? Wouldn't it be nice if the Reich worried about that stuff instead of getting the fucking, the beast, the president, another trophy? He's going to give himself a Kennedy Center trophy, so that's what's important, right, Rubes? You're starting to see, though, how he loves to honor himself, how he loves adoration more than anything. He's taken it to whole new heights. This Nobel thing is just one of many titles he seeks that he doesn't deserve. And again, Miss Leavitt, White House press secretary, she's on Fox News doing the Donnie for Nobel Peace Prize advertisement. Whoever published today's inflation report is definitely getting fired. Right, that's a random commenter. Yeah, that's what I thought too. Whoever put those numbers out, if Donnie has the power, even if they work for a company, Donnie could still get him fired. He got Terry Moran fired. So, got Colbert fired. Just out of spite. Not because they did anything wrong. So yeah, those numbers, I assume whoever's in charge of that, they will be dealt with and a new person will be installed, or they just won't report it anymore. Oh, this is Dr. Eugenicist Oz, or Dr. Mengele, Oz. It is reprehensible to criticize the president on this, I think, very earnest effort to save Medicaid. An able-bodied person on Medicaid today watches about 6.1 hours of television or just hangs out leisure time. That's a lot of time. God forbid someone has 6 hours of free time, according to Dr. Mengele here. And here he is on MSNBC, giving us his wisdom. Fake snake oil salesman, piece of shit, eugenicist. How would any eugenicist know how many hours a day the able-bodied Medicare recipient watches? He wouldn't. He's making it up. And rubes, cunts, fuckheads out there that like Oz and would make this same argument. There's nothing wrong with 6 hours of leisure time. I guarantee Mr. Oz takes plenty of leisure time. Donnie sure does. And on your dime, son. At his own clubs. 'Cause you a mark. So what's the problem with leisure time? I don't understand. J.D. Vance has taken 7 vacations in 7 months. On your dime, son. Luxury resorts. Dr. Oz, I promise you, takes plenty of leisure time per day. God knows what that freaks into in his free time. This is eugenicist talk. Maybe you don't agree. I don't care. I know what you don't. That's all I hear what he's saying. Now we can use Medicaid healthcare coverage as leverage over poor people to make them go pick cotton for Brooke Rollins and put the little Vietnam screws in the iPhones for Mr. Nutlick. That's the plan for this population. Anyone who's down with these people, you're just a fucking idiot. Because they look at you as a potential iPhone screwer, as a potential cotton picker, you fucking marks that have your name on this. Yeah, Medicaid ain't a free fucking ride, jerk-offs. It's just health coverage, man. And it's just amazing that this is even a conversation. And it just shows how evil these people are and what they really about. I see right through every single one of them. To things you people wouldn't believe. I know exactly what they're about. By the rhetoric, by what they do. Donnie found believers. That's why he chose them. Believers in what? The religion of eugenics, Nazism, etc., all the aspects that go with it. That person for labor statistics I was talking about earlier, he's one of them. Hegseth is one of them. Bondi is. Levitt is. Oz is. RFK Jr., Mr. Let's Put Drug Addicts in Camps. Meanwhile, he's a fucking junkhead his whole goddamn life. I bet his bitch ass won't be in the camp, right? No, he'll be running to his diary to write about which mistress he cheated on his wife with. That's where Mr. RFK will be. That's what he'll be doing. He's a believer, son. You don't say things like that. You don't say you want people wearing wearables unless you're a believer. That's why Donnie chose these people, I'm telling you. These are people that are down with the ideology. What ideology? The religion of Adolf Hitler and everything that goes with it. Some of them are into more, certain aspects that others aren't. But they all down with the overall cause, and they know what the cause is. I can tell by what every one of them say. It's amazing how stupid you people are out there, too, to even allow arguments like this to pass. Oh my God, someone on Medicaid gets 6 hours of leisure time? Oh my God, lock them up, make them pick cotton forever. How fucking dare they? You fucking morons. How many rich people in this world are getting millions, billions per year of your money through welfare? You bailed out other businesses during COVID too, by the way. Mostly right-wing politicians. And you will join the fight with your team against yourself by making the argument of eugenicists that want people thrown off of Medicaid or have to pick cotton to keep it. Again, you are marks that are pure as the driven snow. You are Donnie's wildest dream that he'd been dreaming about since the early 80s, son. This is Donnie on Putin in a radio interview or an audio interview for CNN. Because of a certain relationship that Putin has with me running this country, he really, I believe, now is convinced he's going to make a deal. He's going to make a deal. It's like a chess game. No, it isn't. It's like an employer and an employee. Vlad is the employer. Donnie is the employee. Why? Because Vlad has the PP tape and a bunch of other shit. Plus, Vlad is a real mobster that throws people out of windows. Donnie is afraid of Vlad, so are a lot of people. But Donnie owes Vlad, and there's compromise on Donnie, and we all know it. And he's Donnie Krasnov since 1987. So no, it's not a chess game between two equal parties. No, it's a boss telling an employee what to do. And if he doesn't do it, well, his reputation will be ruined forever. I don't see how he has one left, but, there's a spiritual overarch to all this. Or he might, not wake up that day. So no, it's not a chess game. It's an employee-employer relationship. They call him Krasnov in Russia. In those circles. Look up who Krasnov is. It will all make sense to you. Last week they found $29 billion and they couldn't figure out where it came from. I said, check the tariff shelf. And they said, how did you know that, Mr. President God? Most wonderful human ever? How did you know? That's where the missing that's where the mysterious extra $29 billion is. You understand that's a completely fabricated story, right? This thing lies as he breathes. It's astounding. If he didn't, I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you. This a whole nother thing. Again, not just a politician that I don't like or people don't like. This is a whole thing, son. And it's going to take us all down with it. This is not politics. I've been trying to say that for 10 fucking years to people. That shield word that you need so you can sleep at night as you do and promote evil and put your name on it will not work when it matters. And it never worked with me. I always knew better. You're either putting your name on evil or not. You're either enabling it or you're not. So this is Donnie. I have a bunch of clips from when he was sitting there. It was later in the day after the the inflation numbers came out, which were horrible. So Donnie figured he'd get up there and tell you a bunch of lies to try and cover his grift. So they found $29 billion. They couldn't figure out where it came from. Donnie said, tariffs. It's all tariffs, baby. It's all profit. I didn't pocket it at all. No, that's a fabricated story. That didn't happen. Here's Donnie again at the desk. The biggest issue right now is crime, stopping crime in the cities. No one cares about crime in Rubland. Donnie either. He's a convicted felon, and you voted for a convicted felon. So that's just a ruse to get troops on the street, because that was always the goal. This is going full Reich, son, whether you like it or not. Stopping crime in the cities, and the Democrats are fighting the stopping of crime. He's a convicted felon saying this. Inversion of reality. Utterly, totally, completely. No need to debate it, son. So I think that's like men playing in women's sports is okay, or transgender for everybody. It's rampant in our blue run cities. Yeah, no, not everyone's trying to, be transgender. No. Again, that's not even remotely close to fucking reality. Not even close. And if you think since the beginning of time we haven't had men who wanted to be women and women who wanted to be men, we haven't had that. We've always had that. I don't even know why that was mentioned. Donnie doesn't care about crime. Donnie's a Nazi building a Reich, building an empire. Look what he's doing to DC. He's got troops on your streets. That's just one example. That's what you're watching play out before you. And again, I'm not Alex Jones. This ain't the Obama years where you were being deluded. I would not be here, son, wasting my fucking time. I'd be sleeping. I wouldn't be here unless it's absolutely dire. Putting this kind of time in every single day. Again, he deployed the military on your streets for no reason. And everyone knows it. At least he had a pretend reason in LA. There were some protests. Some things that he could point to. DC, there's nothing but what was most likely a staged event by the most famous Doge person there is. We don't hear much about what happened to that boy since it happened, do we? No, because it served its purpose. It got the military on the street. But again, that was always the plan. This isn't reactionary. None of this is reactionary. This plan was formed before they even got in. Why do you think Leon put so much money up? It was always the plan, and I said it way back. Here we are. It's going to continue. It's going to get worse. You are witnessing the military takeover of your country, and it's too late to stop it. And the military just fine with it. I don't hear about nobody resigning, son. Nobody. Not even the janitor. So we fucked. Just like I always thought we would be. Here's another Gavin post. In Donnie speak, in Rube speak, in WWF bullshit theater speak. Only the difference is Gavin actually tells the truth. Beyond the beautiful, perfect maps, that's a quote, in quotes, Donald J. Trump has much bigger problems. Soon I, Gavin C. Newsom, will be sharing records that should concern him. What is this? I didn't want to release them out of respect for the office of the president, not the president. He put not the president in parentheses. But Mike Littleman Johnson's House Oversight Committee, that's in quotes, Littleman, has requested them. Whoops. Won't be pretty for Donnie J. Many are saying it could be the final nail in his long career of lying. This and the maps, it's over, in quotes. Thank you for your attention to this matter, GCN. Holy shit, man. This is the approach that should have been taken from day one by everyone. This shit would have been ostracized off the fucking planet. But no, people had to play nice, try and placate. You can't placate Adolf fucking Hitler, man. That's what he wants. Here's Donnie again at the desk in case you forgot what it looks like. We want the museums to talk about the history of our country in a fair manner, not in a woke manner, in a racist manner, which is what many of them are doing. So in Donnie speak, let me translate what the Antichrist is trying to say here. He's saying, nothing but Reich-approved exhibits will eventually be shown in museums. My impeachments, that didn't exist. My convictions, that didn't exist. Slavery, that did not exist. White people never did anything wrong. They didn't slaughter the Indians or the Native Americans. They didn't enslave black people. All that's going away. That's what Donnie means. Anything negative about the white race will disappear. Anything negative about the Reich will disappear. That little January 6th thing, that will go away. Donnie's impeachment's away. They already tried sneaking him out of the museum. They got caught. They had to put him back. Now they're going to take him back out. Once Donnie and Stephen Miller do a walkthrough and tell them what they're allowed to display. Just like Stevie Miller and Donnie told Zuck what he's allowed to do with his website, told Mr. Sundar what he's allowed to do with his website, told Mr. Apple, who I didn't know was gay, by the way. Not that I care, but it adds to the pile and to a theory I have. Telling, pretty much all major businesses what to do, taking tribute from them, some in the form of settlements, some TV stations got reporters fired, got military on your streets, concentration camps, sends his personal police force, the Gestapo, to go harass Gavin Newsom at his press conference. Do you see where it's going? I know, son, it's just liberals right now, except for all your rubes that lost your businesses, your farms, your government jobs. Except for that. Right now, it's mostly liberals. It will not end there. I know you wish it would, and you don't mind what you're seeing right now. Guess what? It coming to your door too, son. Promise you, Scout's fucking honor. This is Donnie talking about Mexico and Canada. Mexico does what we tell them to do, and Canada does what we tell them to do. He means regarding the border, and no, they don't. Mexico and Canada right now do not appear to be, they don't seem to be doing what Donnie wants them to do. In fact, Scheinbaum said, if I see American troops on Mexican soil, I'm not even saying I won't have them shot. Do you hear me, son? Because Scheinbaum knows what Dunny's trying to do with the whole drug cartel bullshit. Get American boots on Mexican soil, just like he's already taken over yours, you fucking idiots. That sat back and allowed him to do it by putting your name on it. Scheinbaum ain't as stupid as you. Good thing for Mexico, huh? Not that it'll help in the long run. Scheinbaum's outgunned by the American military eventually. But at least she trying, which is more than I can say for the crowd that made this happen. And Canada definitely ain't doing what Donnie wants them to do. What Mexico and Canada are doing is going around us. That will hurt us, not Donnie who's grifting tariff money. Here's Donnie again. Now our inflation is down to a perfect number, a beautiful number, hardly any at all. No, Bartiromo again was acting like her dog just died this morning when she heard the numbers. Donnie literally said those 3 sentences because the numbers came out today and they look so horrible. Straight inversion of reality, saying the literal opposite of what's true. In fact, saying down to a perfect number, just like the perfect phone call, right? No, none of it was perfect. That's Donnie the child again, letting you know he's lying his fucking face off. His tariffs are making everything cost more, and in Trump's world, that's perfect. Why? Because in Trump's world, he's getting richer by the fucking millisecond. This cunt has taken in so much money since day one of the presidency. You don't even want to know the number. It will make you want to put your head through a fucking wall. So that's why Donnie keeps making these arguments. Let my grift keep going. Don't make trouble. Jerome, lower the rates, do this, do that. Cover my grift. Because he getting fat rich, son. So no, the numbers aren't down to a perfect number. No, Bartiromo wouldn't have sounded like her dog just died, son. Here's Gavin Newsom. Okay, so the time of Gavin's press conference finally comes. Now, remember, California is a different time zone than over here. So it happened hours later. Because I think it was like 11:30 a.m. or something. But, you know, that's way later. I'm all the way on the fucking east, or in the east. He's all the way in the west. So different time zone. So it happened way later here. And this is what happened. This is a picture of the masked troops, guys with machine guns, masks, in kind of fatigue type outfits, showing up at Gavin's press conference, literally at the press conference, son. This is where we're at. When a Democrat governor has a press conference, Donnie sends the Gestapo or the brown shirts in masks with guns to start trouble. The same thing Hitler did. And then when people fought back, Hitler be like, did you see what the people did to my poor little brown shirts that literally went into a neighborhood to intimidate and start fights? You're looking at it, son. Right in your face. Gavin didn't invite a bunch of illegal aliens to stand out front of the press conference, cunts. Do you understand what just happened? Gavin didn't take the bait, thank God. He's too smart. But we all know what they were really hoping. That Gavin would come out, get all hot-headed, they'd slap some cuffs on him, take him away. Everyone knows that's what they were looking for. That's why you had the military in L.A. for so many months, looking for that confrontation. so he can go full Reich. Well, he couldn't wait, so they had to stage something and deploy him in D.C. They never got the fight they were looking for in L.A. Almost all the troops are gone except for 250. That's one's too many, son, for me. How fucking dare he put American troops on our soil? How dare those fucking troops follow that order, too? They ain't no better. They just the hand of the Antichrist, of Satan. That's all they are. Unless they put that gun down and resign, then they something else. Until then, that's all they are to me. I'm fucking disgusted by this. This is America, son. We don't have dictators and kings that put our own fucking troops in our fucking face. Fuck him forever for doing that. How fucking dare he? A 2-bit orange-faced con man with a diaper full of fucking shit who thinks he's Hitler reborn or something. Some kind of fucking god or something. God's gonna show him who God is, don't worry. Unfortunately, a lot of us gotta go through a lot of horrid shit and die before that happens. So Newsom put this post up, the picture of the troops, the masked cowards, Donnie's personal kidnapping force, his personal army that he can deploy anywhere, obviously, right, Roops? Trump's private army is illegally on private property. He wrote this in all caps in Donnie speak, in Roop speak. We will not be intimidated by this weak little man. Border Patrol has showed up at our big, beautiful press conference. We will not be intimidated. He had the press conference anyway. He said what he needed to say. And what he basically said at the press conference, we can't play nice anymore. This is a takeover. We will lose our country if we don't do something now. That's what Gavin is saying. So they're going to gerrymander California, and I don't blame them. Republicans have been gerrymandering the fuck out of the map forever. And they about to do it right in our face again in Texas. I haven't talked much about it because I don't give a fuck about it. Unfortunately, I like what Gavin Newsom's trying to do. I like how he's trying to do it. But it's not going to matter. The facade will drop. All this gerrymandering, 5 here, 10 here. None of it's going to... Donnie's... And I told you, the Reich is going to get tired of all this bullshit, drop the facade, and just show you. We've got troops in 2 states for 2 different reasons. We've got new groups added to Let's Take Them to the Camp list. We got Donnie sending his personal fucking police force in masks with guns to a Democratic governor's press conference. Personal masked police force. Or army, if you will. Yeah, there's no justification for this. I will tolerate no arguments. I would never waste my time. How about if Obama was president? He sent his personal masked police force to a prominent Republican's press conference. You'd be cool with that, right? What if Joe Biden would have done it? Again, Rubes always asks the question, if Donnie does anything, what if Joe Biden did it? What if Obama did it? That'll snap you right back into reality. Then you'll be able to tell if it's right or wrong or not. If Obama would have sent a mass cunt police force to a prominent Republican's press conference just to intimidate and harass, if not arrest, if the right shit was started, that's what they was really looking for, son. I would say that's fucked up and wrong. That's what I would say. If Joe Biden sent his personal masked police force to a prominent Republican's press conference just to harass, terrorize, and maybe arrest if the right shit happens. I would say that's fucked up. That's kind of some Adolf Hitler stuff right there. Notice Obama never did that. Notice Joe Biden never did that. I couldn't believe it. He sent masked goons with guns to a press conference under guise of nothing. We didn't just happen to walk by and see a bunch of illegals. Not that that's justification to have a masked force of goons that jump out of vans and kidnap people. Because I'm sorry, son. Again, back in my day, because I'm an old man now, back in my day, when motherfuckers jumped out of van with masks and guns and grabbed people and took them away to God knows fucking where, we called it kidnapping, son. Again, now it's called Wednesday. Now, normal is sending a mass goon police force with guns to intimidate people at a press conference. Your country's over, you understand that, right? Holy fuck, I couldn't believe this when I saw it. Again, it's all going right where I said it would go. It doesn't seem to be stopping. Guess what the next step is, class? After sending masked goons for no reason but to intimidate, terrorize, and possibly arrest the governor. After that step's taken and normalized, and that precedent is set, guess what happens next? Then they just start arresting liberal politicians outright. It was always going to go there, but man, this is, the step right before it. They were hoping Gavin would come out hot-headed and yelling, and they could have fucking slapped some cuffs on him and taken him away. That was the goal of this. Unfucking believable, man. Let's say punk-ass, bitch-ass, destined for the lake-ass Greg Abbott. Let's say he has a press conference. Let's say Joe Biden was president. Joe says, you know what? I don't like Greg Abbott. I don't like what he's trying to do. I'm going to send a bunch of mass goons with guns to Abbott's press conference. Just to fuck with him. Hopefully he comes out, starts yelling, and we can just, take his ass to jail. I bet you wouldn't like that, Rubes. I know you wouldn't like that. But you'll preach it to happen to the opposition. As you lose more of your country, you just lost more today with that move. Now, Donnie's made clear, which was already clear to me, but for you people out there that just see a crazy guy in sunglasses yelling shit, he's made it clear, this is my personal army. I can send them after whoever I want. For no reason at all. Precedent set. You've lost more of your country today. Congratulations. Thanks, Rubes. This is just a random commenter. Trump is running right on the Nazi plan. I would say the Nazi playbook or the Hitler playbook, but whatever. Hitler's private police force was the Gestapo, short for Geheim Staatspolizei, secret state police. The Gestapo was responsible for political policing, surveillance, suppression, opposition, especially during the Nazi regime's rule. Yeah, that's literally what they're doing. Kidnapping people too. Terrorizing press conferences as well. Trying to arrest governors. Arrest judges. They've already done that. The brown shirts, also known as the SA, Sturmabteilung were a separate group, a paramilitary organization that helped Hitler rise to power by intimidating opponents and protecting Nazi rallies in the early years. However, once Hitler consolidated power, he sidelined and purged the SA during the Night of the Long Knives in 1934, favoring the SS and Gestapo. So Hitler had his own brown shirts whacked. That sounds like the Antichrist. You are witnessing what this person just explained. You are witnessing a private police force masked with machine guns that you cannot hold accountable in any way. They won't even identify themselves. They don't need warrants. Just a straight up personal thug mass police force for Donnie. He just proved it today. And yes, Hitler had his own personal police forces or paramilitary groups as well. You're watching it be built right before your eyes. It's a shame it's already too late. I wish we could do something. But it's too late. I'm the one that got the Olympics. I got it in my first term, and I was saddened because I got it for what would be my third term, which turned out to be my second term. Did you just hear what he just said? What does that mean, class? That means that even back then, Donnie had never planned on leaving. This was always the plan since second one once he got in. Stay forever. I'm never giving it up. I'll run for a third term, a fourth, whatever. Instead, he lost, staged a coup. Now, somehow you idiots put him back in. Now it's never going to be given back. Doesn't matter what happens. Doesn't matter how smart Gavin is. I love the guy. I think he's great. I think he could be a decent future for America if he were president. But that's never going to happen. Unfortunately. Because Donnie is here to burn it all down, whether he even knows it or not. That's what he's here for. He just explained to you his mindset back then. That he never planned on leaving. He would have ran for a third term. And he's talking about running for a third now with the 2028 hats and all that. And people want me to run. He's telling the leader of Azerbaijan, everybody wants me to run for a third. Look at my 2028 hat. This man since 2015 never planned on leaving. Ever. Another reason he's the perfect candidate for the AC. That's literally a point when I would think about it over the years. Would the Antichrist ever give up power willingly? Fuck no. Of the greatest grift of all time, of the most powerful military on earth that ever walked the face of this earth? Oh, fuck no. Donnie staged a coup. He's back again, and he's telling us in plain English he ain't ever leaving again. The coup should have been an indicator that if he ever got back in power that he'd never leave. I mean, come on, people. Let's not pretend here. Does Putin have a strong hand tomorrow? If I weren't president, in my opinion, he would much rather take over all of Ukraine. But I am president, and he's not going to mess around with me. No, that's not true. Joe Biden was giving him plenty of weapons. There's no way Russia would have taken over all of Ukraine as long as Joe or Kamala or someone else was president. Donnie is a literal Russian asset since 1987, and I didn't used to say that until the Krasnov stuff came out. I would say he's Russia's bitch. He's Vlad's bitch. Vlad obviously owns him, but now I believe he was a true asset of the KGB, whether he knew it or not. They gave him money when he needed it because he was probably broke. He turned to the Russian mob and the KGB and all those people. They gave him a bunch of money, I assume, and then they own you for the rest of your life. That's how it works. So in my opinion, now that I know about the Krasnov thing, and I think that was leaked after he won, it was right after he won again. It leaked, I believe. I believe Vlad, gave the okay. Yeah, leak it, because we got it now. We got America now. It's over. Let them know we won. Let them know who did it. That's why I personally believe the Krasnov stuff came out then, and it makes perfect fucking sense. So Putin will mess around with Donnie anytime he wants to because he has the PP tape and a bunch of other shit. And again, Vlad's a real mobster who owns Donnie. And we've all known this since 2015. And Donnie has shown us nothing but capitulation to Putin. And now there's talk of him giving Putin mineral rights in Alaska. Or permission to drill or something. Couldn't be any more obvious. So yes, Putin would mess with Donnie any time he... Remember how many times, just since Donnie has become president again, that he proclaimed that, we're going to have a peace as soon as Putin and I talk, or we've got a deal. There's going to be a ceasefire between Ukraine and Russia. And then 5 minutes later, Putin will, double the size of the attack. Donnie's even said that out loud. Every time I think Putin's going to stop, he kills more people. That's because he's run shit. He's letting us know he runs shit. He's letting Donnie know. This, again, the facade dropping more and more. And Donnie is mob. He ain't Putin level mob, but he mob. Clapper and Comey and that whole group of criminals, they're sick people and they're criminals and they should be taken care of. Not arrested, not indicted, not locked up. Just like all the cliche mob movies we've all seen. They should be taken care of. The exact opposite of kill them. We all know when a mobster or someone like Donnie says they should be taken care of, what they mean, and Donnie means it. Again, this is going full Reich. People will die. I promise. Now, this was, again, in context of a whole speech about them and what they did to him and, the whole fucking thing. The Russia hoax and blah, blah, blah. It's not a hoax at all. He's Donnie Krasnov since 1987. And they should be taken care of. That's Clapper and Comey and that whole group. Just like a true mobster, you're starting to see the real Donnie when he says shit like that. Do you think Donnie's never had anyone whacked? I'll let you answer that question. I'll just tell you a little story. There was a helicopter crash. Some executives, high-level people that worked with Donnie, they named an arena after one of them in Trump Taj Mahal, Mark G. Edis. A bunch of them died in a helicopter crash. Another story, his ex-wife fell down the stairs and died of abdominal injuries. Another story, Jeff Epstein was in a prison with cameras and guards. Somehow he ended up dead. What was that again? Clapper and Comey, and they should be taken care of. We all know what that means, and yeah, he means it. And yeah, it's going there too, son. That's why I've been yelling. Not because I enjoy it. Are you prepared to offer Vladimir Putin access to rare earth minerals to incentivize him to win the war? Trump, we're going to see what happens. That means yes. What it really means is I will give Putin anything he wants so I can get the Nobel Peace Prize. That's all this is about. Fucking pathetic. For him to give Vlad and his people access to Alaska to make money, he's just a fucking traitor. Let's just not pretend. He's Donnie fucking Krasnov. And Vlad is his boss. Unfortunately for us. This is a random commenter. Trump doesn't want museums to talk about how he and his father refused to rent to black people and got sued by the government for it. Right. All that stuff's going to go away. And that's a true story. And there are court documents. And it's a real case. And yes, they did not want to rent to black people. Look, it's no secret that Trump, his family, they're racist. It's not a fucking secret. Why we pretended like it is. This was kind of the giveaway. The case against them for not, intentionally not renting to black people. Yes, stuff like that needs to go away. The fact that 80% of the Republican Party helped stage a coup. January 6th, that needs to go away. Slavery needs to go away. They've been telling us for years. In the comment sections, you've been seeing the agents for whoever coming into conversations talking about, are you ever going to forgive yourself for slavery and blah, 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 blah. Look, it happened. It's part of our history. There's no forgiving ourselves or not. We had nothing to do with it. It shouldn't be difficult to talk about. And the only reason you would need to make something like that go away is because you're trying to make an argument for white supremacy. That white people can do no wrong. That's not true. So yeah, it's stuff like that, exhibits on his impeachment, all that information will eventually go away. That's why they want AI teaching your children. That will be tweaked AI like Leon's trying to do. I've told you all the whole plan. Read the Dugan Manifesto on AI. That's the plan they're running with. So any information in the public, available for public consumption, must be censored to be right compliant. I assume all the websites will do that at some point as well. Get rid of people like me as if they already haven't done that. Reichs erase history. That's what they do. Dear leader must be infallible, Mr. Innocent, a saint, a hero, the Pope, the Nobel winner, the King of Israel, the King of the Holy Land. All of it. Caesar. God. That's where it's going. Oh, this whole sandwich thing. I saw this yesterday. I just didn't talk about it. I didn't realize it would turn into such a big thing. Some government worker, I think, he saw ICE out in D.C., and he had just gotten a Subway sandwich that was it still looked like it was wrapped in his hand. And he runs up to them, and he's yelling at them, and he just throws the sandwich at one of their chests, and the sandwich just, explodes on. And then he starts running. The guy's wearing like a pink t-shirt and dress shorts, This wasn't some thug or something, you know what I mean? Anyway, he may be a hero to you, but no matter how you slice it, the Subway assassin, aka the Hurl of Sandwich, is a natural bred killer. Maybe it's baloney, But the chips are down, and he's in a real pickle. All right, they're making a joke. So, again, the guy threw a sub. There's footage of it. I posted it today, and a link to it. And the guy just throws a fucking sub at one of the agents, and it hits him in the chest, and it just, goes all over the place. And then the guy takes off running. And, he wasn't that fast, so the agents caught up to him rather easily. So he got taken into custody, and he was getting charged with a felony for throwing a sandwich. That's how, eager these cunts are. Bondi, Donnie, the ICE cunts that are like, we gotta lock up brown people. They're just all about it. That's how eager they are, arresting guys who throw sandwiches at them. Son, this is where we're at. The Reich trying to make a point. We'll get to the resolution of what happened with him. I have it later here. I'm almost done. So for those playing along at home, Trump terrorists attacked the Capitol, breaking shit, smearing their feces on the wall, and killing cops. They get pardoned. Dude throws a sandwich. Prosecute him to the full extent of the law. Yes. That's the reality you are living in. That's what the Reich is trying to do. Invert reality. The terrorists that tried to take over the government and make Donnie a dictator because he wanted him to. He incited it. It was funded, for fuck's sake. Those people get pardoned and called heroes. The guy who throws a sandwich, lock him up for the rest of his fucking life. Because the Reich's trying to make a point here. You're going to let us do our military takeover or go to prison. That's the point they're fucking making. So, terrorists, no problem. Sex traffickers, minimum security, let them out. The guy throws a sandwich, felony. Throw him in the dungeon. Again, America's so over, we're so fucked. That we as a society, we're allowing this to be reality. And it's too late to stop it again. This is Donnie in Leningrad with his then wife, I believe. Now you know what inspired his Oval Office redecorations. This is 1987. Donnie shitbags in Leningrad. Yes, the hideous gold everywhere. Obviously that moment never left Donnie. And remember, Donnie envies Vlad, Kim Jong, etc. He envies gaudiness, hideousness. And there isn't one pretty thing in this picture, I have to admit. It's all pretty fucking hideous. Oh my God. And that's what he's turning the White House grounds into, his personal little castle. 1987, Donnie Krasnov in Leningrad. Can't say he wasn't there. Okay, another clip of Donnie at the desk. We're almost done. We only got a couple more, I promise. They like to say Trump's a dictator. Well, I had calls from many, many friends, including Democrats. A lot of Democrat friends, as if he has Democrat friends. Any friends. And they were thanking me so much for what I'm doing in D.C. Yeah, there's no Democrats calling him and thanking him. He always says shit like this. Many people are coming to me and saying very strongly, I should get an award here. No, they're not. And no Democrats are saying they're loving what he's doing in D.C. The Democrats are horrified. They're watching a dictator take over their country. And I hope some of you understand in government, Democrat government, you're going to jail. Whether you're guilty of something or not. Some of you will be arrested. That's where this is going. I hope you realize it. Because I knew it the second he won. Yeah, there's no Democrats calling Donnie saying they're loving the military takeover of D.C. No. I'm not really happy with the person in charge of DC, that woman, I forget her name. She doesn't seem too struck by what's going on. In fact, I think she went on a vacation somewhere. That's how seriously she's taking it. Laughing my ass off. So much for that felony. Justice for Sean Dunn, the DC sandwich thrower. Okay, why are they saying this? So the guy's name was Sean Dunn, who threw the sandwich at the cops, or excuse me, the Gestapo. Sean Dunn, accused of throwing a sandwich at a federal officer, well, there's footage of it, is released on his own recognizance as the judge finds the felony charge excessive. Yeah, he threw a fucking sandwich, and the guy's in like full military gear he threw it at. I think he'll be okay. Is Donnie going to give us another "they spit, we hit" speech? Is Miss Levitt going to say there's going to be a crackdown because someone threw a sandwich? I've already seen these guys go into neighborhoods and start shit with people, resulting in getting in melees and taking them away. They're not there for any good purpose. Here's the thing, not everyone in the military is horrible, but there is a huge segment that are down with this. Like the idea. Those will be the ones Donnie will look for and put out there. The ones that are extra willing. You know, people like that take a guy who threw a sandwich at them and treat him like he's the Antichrist. When they work for the Antichrist, they're the hand of it. The inversion. Where sex traffickers like Ghislaine get minimum security, they get to go for a stroll every day, whatever. Sandwich guy felony. Terrorists that rub shit on the walls of the Capitol for a guy named Donnie Shitbags. Pardons. Jobs. In the Reich. Sandwich guy felony. To the point a judge has to say, yo, Eve, this is getting even a little Adolf Hitler for me, you orange cunt. We can't really call this a felony. He threw a fucking sandwich. What a fucking joke. Everything's inverted. Do you notice? Inversion. Calling good evil and evil good. That's what you're witnessing. We are at the end, I think. Yes, we are. And this is something, again, I've been trying to say to people for 10 years. They keep wanting to throw that shield word politics on it so they can sleep at night. So they can separate what they have their name on, what they stand for, from themselves. That's why they call it politics. It ain't politics. That's what I've been yelling for 10 years. This is anonymous. It's not politics if one side wants to destroy the country. Again, not the same way you rubes when you watch Alex Jones, whatever, say that Obama, Biden want to destroy the country. No, you want to destroy the country, son, and you have. That's real. Your existence is not real. It was based on lies. Your entire identity, everything you believed. Nothing but fucking talking points and lies. Now we're at the moment where it's being taken away from you. For real. I won't list the ways again. You wouldn't care anyway. Only 3 people are going to see this. What's the fucking point? Now is when it's being taken away from you, son. And you better take it seriously. Because it ain't ever coming back. This time it's real. Again, otherwise I'd be fucking sleeping. It's not politics if one side wants to destroy the country, kill or disappear millions of people, and install authoritarian rule, and that's literally what they're doing. And yes, They will get to the point where people are grabbed and exterminated. Yes. They believe in the religion of Nazism. They being not some mysterious entity. Donnie Shitbags, Stephen Miller, Caroline Levitt, Pam Bondi, RFK Jr., Dr. Oz, all of them. There's a reason he chose them. Dugan, Vlad, so many more. Leon, Thale, Hegseth. They know exactly what's going on, what they're trying to achieve. Hegseth doesn't always have that smirk on his face for no reason when he gives answers to questions about authoritarianism. When one country is full of traitors that take Russian money, it ain't politics. When they are literally trying to enslave us for real this time, not just the usual way. That's not politics, rubes. When you got a president talking about third and fourth terms, staging coups, that's not politics. When a tariff grift is ruining your economy, bringing it to fucking pandemic levels, that's not politics. When they want to subjugate you, when they want to put the imperfect in their eyes in camps and exterminate them, we will get there. We already got the camps. One in El Salvador, you never leave. Building a second one in Florida. Building one in Indiana, named after a speedway. Military on the streets of D.C., military on the streets in L.A. It ain't politics, son. That's what I've been trying to say for 10 years. You can't use that as a shield, and it's definitely not going to work when the man comes around. He ain't even going to be trying to hear that. Trust me. Because saying it's only politics, or it's just business, or I was just following orders, that's all that is. Not acceptable answers. When the judgment comes, your answers won't matter anyway if you take the mark. Automatic disqualification. Automatic lake. You're of no further use to anyone if you take that mark. That will mean you are irredeemable. That's why I'm yelling about it every night as well. There's a lot more to being a believer in Jesus and God and all that. But for me right now, I feel what is most imperative, and for the last 10 years, is this mark thing, because that's an automatic. There's no get out of jail free card. There's no, again, trade backs. Once you take it, I assume there will be some type of oath. What I haven't done is maybe explain clearly, quickly. When you take the mark, what are you in essence doing? Not in essence, what are you literally doing? You are saying, I worship something else than I used to. I pledge my loyalty to that. I think you know what I'm talking about. I will use this currency. I will be of this entity. I want to be part of this system. You'll probably have to renounce a certain thing or pledge loyalty to a certain thing. Donnie's all about loyalty pledges. You should know that by now. In essence, you're saying, I no longer worship God. If you did or not, doesn't matter. You're still saying it. I worship Satan and the beast. I worship his image. I will take his mark. I will be of his world and of his system. I reject the Trinity. That's what you're doing. That's what you're saying. Once you do that, it states clearly in the book. There ain't no coming back from that. That's why I'm yelling about that specifically. In other words, you'll be what Donnie is. You'll be a traitor to God. A turncoat. And people that don't take the mark, that doesn't mean they were perfect little saints their whole life. No, what it does mean, though, is I have a line. I will not betray God to that degree. I can't do it. I will not, worship this other thing. That's what you'd be saying. That means something, son. That means a lot. So don't worry if you weren't a perfect little Christian your whole life. But do worry about whether you takes that mark or not. Because once you do that, there's no going back. It's impossible. Automatic judgment. Not by me. So you cannot take it when that time comes. You mustn't. You can't, no matter what it costs you. I have to get going. I'm very tired. I hope everyone has a wonderful evening. And again, if you'd like to help out, PayPal at the top of the comment section when this uploads in 17 hours. Until the next episode, have a wonderful evening.